So this class is second class of principle of biology. Okay, so before we go to the lecture for this first chapter for this class, which is what chapter? Chapter 18. We're gonna review a little bit what you have learned from the principle 1, and then what you will learn in the principle 2. Okay, so because this is continuations of your class. Now, in principles 1, okay, so we have learned about this. Okay, so biological organization. Okay. Now, we learned that every matter consists of a very small unit. Small unit, okay? The smallest unit of matter. Anybody still remember what is the smallest unit of matter? Atoms, right? Atoms. Okay? There are more than 200 atoms in nature, and you have learned, okay, most of them or some of them during principle 1. You with me? Now, what is the most abundant atoms in our body? Oxygen. How many percent? 65%. See? You still remember that. Okay, now, that atoms will combine, organize. This is called the organization, right? To make what? Molecules. Molecules. So molecule is combination of atom, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, etc. Okay. Now, molecules can be divided into 2 types. You still remember that, what? If it is very simple, maybe only consists 2, 3, 4, or 5 atom, is called. Anybody still remember? What is the name of molecule that only consists maybe 2, 3, 4, or 5 atoms? Inorganics, okay? Inorganics. Okay, so simple. Molecule, why it is simple? It's simple. So only have very few atoms on it. Example, anybody know, still remember what is the most abundant in organics in our body or organism body? The H2O. What is H2O? Water, right? Water. What is the example of inorganic molecules? The one that we breathe in. Oxygen. Only consists of 2 atoms. The one that we breathe out. CO2. The one what we eat every morning, if you cook, you use this one to make it salty. What is that? NaCl, right? So this is an example of simple molecules. The one that you produce it in your stomach, for example, right? That's simple molecules. You have learned this. You learn acidic, basic molecules also during principle 1. Now you also learn the complex molecule. What do you call it? Organics. Okay, complex molecule. At least we have learned 4 of them. If it is consists of many sugars, what you call that molecules? Carbohydrate, which is polysaccharide, right? Carbohydrates. If it is consists of many amino acids, proteins. If it consists of fats, fatty acid is called lipids. If it is consists of nucleotide, nucleic acid, which is we learned DNA and RNA in our class. With me? Even in DNA, you learn about what? Gene. And then from gene, you learn about genotype. From genotype, you learn about phenotype. Correct? You learn how the genes or DNA replicate. You also learned inheritance, albino. A lot of things, right? You have learned it in pretty simple one. Okay. Now, from these molecules, it will also organize to make, what is the organization of molecules? Become? Not yet. Okay, macromolecule is this one. Organic is the same as this is macromolecule. Okay. What is that? Cell. Cell. What? Cell is actually consists of molecules. If you see all cell, remember you have learned prokaryotic cell, eukaryotic cell, right? All have the similarities, which is four similarities for all cell. Prokaryotic, eukaryotic cell. What is the first one? The boundary is called the cell membrane. What is cell membrane actually? Phospholipid. What is phospholipid? This, right? It consists of lipid. Okay, and then inside the cell is called cytoplasms. Cytoplasms, right? And 70% of cytoplasm is actually water. What is water? One of them inorganic molecules, right? You with me? You also have a lot of proteins in it. You have a lot of organelles, right? What is next? This one over here. The nucleus, right? Okay, so this one only from eukaryotic cell, right? But inside the nucleus, you have this. What is this? Chromosome. That consists of DNA and proteins. So you have this over here. Right? So cell is actually organization of molecules. Organic, inorganic. Okay, now cell. Cell will organize to form tissue. Tissue. Okay, there are several types of tissue. If we talk only human, for example, there are 4 types of tissue. Epithelial tissue, connective tissue, muscle tissue, nervous tissue. Okay, now, tissue organized to make organs. Organ. Like the heart, for example, that's an organ, right? It has epithelial tissue, which is the one that protects the heart. It has muscle tissue, which is actually the muscle of the heart, right? It has connective tissue. The blood is connective tissue. It has what? Nervous tissue. The heart is actually work based on your nervous tissue, okay, nervous order. Sometimes faster, sometimes slower, right? Okay, that's the organ. Consists of many tissue, and then organs. Okay, create what? Organ system. Or see, I have a lot of things. Oh, still doesn't work. Try this one. Okay, organ system. Okay, organ system. What is organ system? This is the system that consists of organs that work for specific functions, right? Yeah. Example of organ system is the easy one. Let's say, I see you drinking, right? When you drink, when you eat, right? You have the system that digests your food. What do you call it? Digestive system, right? That's one example. It consists of organ. What is the first organ of digestive system? The hole over here. What is that? Mouth. And go to throat, the pharynx, right? And then go what is that? So no, not yet. Over here. Esophagus, right? And then go here. Woohoo! Woohoo! Right? What is that? Stomach. You feel full over there. When the food over there, oh, I'm full, right? Stomach. And then from the stomach go to long organ. What do you call that? Small intestine. And then go to bigger a little bit. It's called the large intestine or colon. Right? And then go, if it is become poop or feces, it will be stored in the shorter organ somewhere over there. It's called a rectum, right? And then from there go to the other hole, the last hole. What do you call it? A not it's not asshole. Maybe asshole. Yeah, it's not with the A. What is that? Anus. Yeah, a hole. What? The a hole is the anus. Okay? So starting from the hole, finish to the other hole. That's all the organs, right? And then they create that system over there, right? They work together to digest your food. That system is called the digestive system. Well, that's one example, right? And then all the system, if it is we're talking about human, there are how many system? Emily? 11. 11 organ system in human and creating. Here you go. Now you got it. It's create this organism like me. Yeah, you see me? What? I am an organism over here. I consist of 11 organ system. I have brain, I have heart, I have making one organism over here. I am an organism. Okay. Now, organism that the same and has the ability to breed. If human to get married, okay, to breed and produce the offspring, the fertile or viable offspring, what do you call it? A group of organisms that can breed and produce viable or fertile offspring. Species. What? Species. Species over here. This is organism that breed, produce viable offspring. What? The species. Now, we don't have enough space, then we go here. The group or organizations of the same species, like we are all over here, what? We are the same species. We are human, right? Now, what do you call us here in this room? Population. Population of human, right? The same species at the same time, at the same place is called population. This is a group, group of the same species. Only the same species. You with me? Now, if you try to look, maybe there is a population of ants, of roaches, or whatever over here in this room. So you have now different species at the same place, at the same time. What do you call that organization? Community. Community. So when we talk about community, it means that we only talk about living things. Get it? Only living things. All organisms, different species, which is population, at the same place is called a community. You with me? Now, if you adding the non-living environmental condition, like maybe the weather, the water, the soil, then we have a group called, anybody know what is the group of community plus? It's called the ecosystem. Get it? So starting from ecosystem, we will learn about non-living things too. Not only living things, but we talk if in this community, population, species, we only talk about living things. You with me? Now, on Earth, all the ecosystem is actually creating one big group of ecosystem on Earth. Anybody still remember? What do you call it? The Britney, or not Britney? Biosphere. Not Britney Spears, right? Biosphere. Biosphere. What is bio mean? What is bio mean? Living or life. What is sphere? Sphere is space. Means space, right? So biosphere means space for living. What is atmosphere? What is lithosphere? What is hydrosphere? You see that? You see I have another sphere over there. What? Who is Britney Spears? Hey, that is coming from, right? Okay, what is atmosphere? Atmo mean air, space for air, right? What is lithosphere? Lithos mean rock, soil, space of soil, right? What is hydrosphere? Water sphere, water space, right? So if it is talking about living thing, then that sphere is called the biosphere. Well, this is what we learn for all these two principles of biology. Now, you have learned until, I think, kind of here in principle biology 1. Right? We talked a little bit about organisms last time, which is some organism. What is the characteristic of organism? What is organism? What is the first characteristic? All organism consists of cell. Right? All organism consists of cell. So consists of cell. Okay. I asked you before on the principle biology 1, are viruses organism or not? If you are a biology student, you should say no. Why? Because viruses do not have cell. You see the one? No cell. But virus is able to reproduce, which is another characteristic of living, right? But it's still not an organism, because the first requirement over here for organism, they consist of cell. You with me? Right? Now, based on this cell, then actually there are two types of organism. There are organisms that only consist of one cell. What do you call that organism that consists only one cell? Anybody know? What is one? Uni, right? Uni mean one, right? So organism that only consists of one cell then called the unicellular organism. Okay? Unicellular organism. And you have learned a little bit, all prokaryotes, they are unicellular organism. What is the prokaryote? Organism that do not have the nucleus, right? What are example? Bacteria. So all bacteria, they are unicellular. Are you with me? All right? And then there are several protists that's actually unicellular. Okay, some protists are unicellular. All right, and there are few fungi also unicellular, like yeast, for example. Most yeast actually unicellular. Okay, few fungi. You follow this, right? And then what's the second type gonna be? If it is unicellular, it's gonna be a group organism that have many cells. What do you call them? Multicellular organism. Okay? This will be consist of some protists. Remember, some protists unicellular, but also some protists multicellular. What are example of multicellular protists? The big algae. If you go to the beaches, then you're gonna see that brown algae. What do you call them? KELP. Kelp, what? Not help. Kelp. Which is the home for Dory. What? Dory live in the Dory live in the kelp forest. But that's actually multicellular algae, which is Protis over here. Okay, most fungi, like mushroom, for example, what? They are multicellular. Okay, all plant, all. What we are? I'm not saying it right. Emily not saying this. What we are? Let's see. We are animals, right? So all animal, they are also multicellular. What? So that's the organism. We have learned a little bit also during principal biology 1. Are you with me? And we learned about, of course, molecule, DNA, inheritance, and etc. Now, what we will learn in PB2, in principal biology 2. We're going to start from here. We're going to start from organism. We're going to learn about species. We're going to learn about population. We will learn about community. We're going to learn about ecosystem. This is the one that we'll learn in PB2, Principal Biology 2. Are you ready? Well, so this is just kind of introduction to go to our lecture. Now, we're going to learn about organism. We're going to start with species, right? We're going to start with the species. Anybody know what is species? I just mentioned the definition of species. What is species? Offspring? No, not just offspring. Defines completely. Yes. Yeah. Say it completely. Organism. Species is group of organism that can breed and produce viable or fertile offspring. That species. You get me? Like horse and horse. Horse is species, right? All horse, male and female, they can breed and produce what? Horse. Produce another horse. What? Horse is one species. Okay, now, let's say people are actually able to make horse and donkey, what? To breed. Are you with me? So these two species over here, they can breed. Okay, can you say that this the same species or not? Horse and donkey. You only have one definition over there, which is what? Group of organisms that can breed. Stop over there. But what is the next definition for that? That can breed and produce what? Viable offspring. Are you with me? That's species. Now look at horse and what is the other one? Donkey. Boom! Right? They breed. They produce what? Offspring. Do the offspring viable or fertile? No. Right? The offspring is called what? Anybody know what is the name of the offspring from horse and donkey? Mule. Mule is actually not viable. Mule actually, they are sterile. They cannot produce. Therefore, because the offspring is not fertile, is not viable, the horse and the donkey are different species. But they are actually close relative species because what? They're still able to breed. That's close relative. But the offspring is sterile. Now the offspring has special name. Anybody know what do you call the offspring that coming from two different species? Like, I just want to say, like an electric car and the gas car, what do you call it? Hybrid. So all offspring that coming from different species, and that species mostly related species, is called hybrid. So mule are hybrid. Anybody can give another example of hybrid species? Tiger and lion, right? They say they can mate, breed, produce liger. It's called liger. Okay. What else? What do you think? There are maybe some related species. How about elephant and chicken? Can they can they breed? It's really hard. Okay, no, they cannot. That's really separated species, right? They cannot. But the one that close related, sometimes they still be able to breed, right? And produce what you call it? Hybrid. So hybrid is only coming from close related species, not far away species. We're going to learn about why different species cannot breed, for example. What is called there is a barrier between them. Okay. So we're going to start from here, from species over here. Now, anybody know how many species actually on Earth? Can anybody guess? How many species on Earth? We have human, we have horse, we have elephant, we have we have monkey, we have different monkey, tail monkey, no tail monkey. So how many species? Anybody can guess? 400. That's not a good guess. It's too far, too high. So, yeah, according to scientists, they even don't know actually the exact number of species on Earth, but they give estimation between I'm gonna put it here 5 to 8 million species. See, so the standard deviation over here is really high. What? About 3 millions. Why? Because scientists realize that there are so many species that is unknown yet, that maybe live in a very difficult place to reach. Okay, therefore they give estimation about 5 to 8 million species on Earth. That's a lot, right? That's a lot. And from here, only about maybe maximum 2.5 million has been identified and classified. Very few. Only half of them. So far, only half, or maybe less than half of species on Earth that scientists have been able to identify and classify. There are so many species out there that actually scientists have not identified yet. Right? Okay, last time I snorkeling in the Great Barrier Reef, it was very nice. Wow, very nice. Very beautiful. So many type of corals. So many different colors. Even in that coral itself, already 1,000 different species, maybe, or 100 different species, just in the coral. And then fish. Wow, I see Nemo, I see Dory, I see shark. What is that? Bruce. Okay, anyway, and when you watch Nemo, Finding Nemo, right? You know the name. Okay? I see the little turtle. What is the turtle name? Crash, right? Crash. That's Crash, right? Crash. I am 150 years old. I'm still young. Okay, so see different type of species just only on that place. What? Lot. So far between 1.5 to 2 million species has been identified and classified. The rest, the scientists still working on it. Right? Try to identify them. Okay, you guys want how many? 5 to 8 million. Now, these many type of species, we also call it as a biodiversity. So biodiversity, the diversity of living on Earth. So biodiversity. Are you with me? No. The question is, how and why there are so many species on Earth. What process that make these species, that form these different species? Anybody know what is the name of process that make or form different type of species? Evolution, or the process is called itself is called the speciation. What does speciation mean? Formation of species. Are you with me? So speciation is a process of formations of species. Okay? And this formation of species, mostly, if it is in nature, mostly is caused by selection. Are you with me? What do you call selection that's happening in nature? Here you go. Okay? It's based on process called a natural selection. You guys what? Now the question is natural selection true or not? Yes or no? It is happening or not? Natural selection. Yes? Yes, you should say yes. You're a biology student, you should say yes. What? Why? That's actually a process that makes different species. It's called the natural selection. Are you with me? Now, the easy examples to make sure that you do understand that natural selection is true is we can learn it from here. There is another selection that actually we as a human able to do it. What you call that selection that is done by human? No. If it is natural, it's called the natural selection. If it is done by human, because of human do it and select what they like, what do you call that process? Selective. Yeah, there is a special name. If it is not natural, what is the opposite of natural? Artificial, right? Artificial selection. This is involving human activity to select what they want, what they like. Are you with me? How many of you have dogs? Okay, can you name the type of your dog? What? What do you have? A lab. What do you have? See, already different. What do you have? Well, okay. What do you have? Anybody have? Anybody have Chihuahua? I don't know the name of the dog. Okay, but there are so many, right? And this dog is actually coming from the same species that people actually select that one. I like this one. So they kill the other one and just make sure this one is growing. Right? Are you with me? Okay. What do you call the different type of dogs over there? What is the name? It's called breeds, right? Different breeds. And human able to do it. Force that. Are you with me? Okay. In cattle, for example, right? Now, human actually able to just choose, okay, I just want this type of cattle. Because what? Oh, big muscle, big meat, right? The one that they don't like it, they kill it. Boom, God. Plants. There are so many plants that are actually artificial selection. Anybody like flowers? Blue flower, red flower. They are actually able to create that to that process called the artificial selection. If the artificial selection work with a very short time with human intervention, then the natural selection also work. But natural selection work with a longer time. It's a longer time. What do you call that? What do you call that longer time selection? to create this species over here? No. You already mentioned it before. Evolution. Here you go. Evolution. What? So this natural selection will make the organism to adapt. Only organism that able to adapt to this natural selection will stay. The one that cannot adapt will extinct. Correct? And this process, long-term process, is called what? Evolution. This is actually chapter 18. What is evolution? A long process to create this speciation through what? Natural selection. Does the natural selection work? Yes. It's yes. We're gonna talk later also about what happened in Australia. You see, the Australia is down there. What do you call this? Down under what? Whoa! You cannot imagine. There are several species that you can only find it in Australia. Like, for example, the insurance animals. You know, the animal that work in insurance that cannot fly, the bird that cannot fly. No, emu. What insurance is that? Liberty Mutual, emu. I see. I just try to make sure you get it right. Emu, emu. Liberty Mutual, emu. So emu is only found in Australia, no other place, because what? This emu adapted in Australia, no other adapted to that. And do you know that emu is actually one of animal? There are two animals that cannot go backward. You know that? There are two animals that cannot backward, and they only live in Australia. One is emu. So emu just go straight. They will not be able to go back. What is the other one? Also in Australia, they hopping. Kangaroo. Kangaroo cannot go backward. You see that? They only boom, boom, boom. They are very, very nice animal. I like it. So, I think I stop here. Next, we're gonna talk about evolution. Who is the father of evolution? Okay, this is the starting point. Okay, I hope you like it. Yeah.